Hello students, welcome to this English class. Let us now resume the text in London in minus force, which we have started in the previous class. So, dear students, in London in minus force is a very interesting topic, in a very interesting essay by Louis Fisher, and Louis Fisher makes a graphic delineation of Mahatma Gandhi's journey to and stay in London, and he had gone there in order to attend the second round table conference, which was held in 1931. So, Louis Fisher tells us about Mahatma Gandhi's stay in London and the experience Mahatma Gandhi had during his stay in London. So, this experience of Mahatma Gandhi's has got a limpid delineation here in this text, and Louis Fisher tells us about the Gandhian experience and the kind of experience Mahatma Gandhi collected and mustered up during his stay in London when he went there to attend the second round table conference. So, he said, I found that my work lies outside the conference, he told a London audience. And before that, you know that Mahatma Gandhi went there, and the kind of experience that he had collected when he went through the slum areas, and the people in the slum areas, men and women, smiled at him, and he also smiled back. He went, in the evenings he went to their houses, and he developed a kind of friendship with these people. And children also loved Mahatma Gandhi. So, this is a kind of unique occasion when Mahatma Gandhi was loved by little children also. And you know that little children are very simple characters, and they loved Mahatma Gandhi, means there was no complication in their heart, and children loved Mahatma Gandhi without any interest or intention. So, from this we come to know that Mahatma Gandhi's stay in London, and he mixing with the people in the slum areas and with the children also, it created a kind of landmark of the historical event that took place at the time. And we know that in the next, this is happened in unit 1 of the text, and if you come to the unit 2 of the text, we come to know about Mahatma Gandhi's experience and how he was a wonderful newspaper copy. He reporters buzzed around him. Journalists wanted to ask different questions to Mahatma Gandhi and to get answers, particularly relating with his dress, because Mahatma Gandhi put on a very simple dress, and he said that it was in minus force, and his reply was very witty, and he gave very intelligent reply, very witty reply, very humorous reply, and that was very interesting to note. And he said, you people wear plus force and I am in minus force. And you see the kind of the kind of words he used for the same thing. You people are in plus force and I am in minus force. This is the difference. You put on suit, shirt, hat and tie, I put on 4 items of that are called minus force. I do not use these items, therefore, these are called minus force. And he enjoyed his stay everywhere. He addressed several public meetings. He enjoyed his stay, and he also gave audience to different VIPs, very important persons. And he also went to meet King George V in Buckingham Palace. So, he had a very beautiful experience there at the time, but only one person one person refused to meet him. He was Winston Churchill, who was the Prime Minister of England twice. He refused, and Mahatma Gandhi was he was a man who never betrayed anybody else. He loved the people and he also loved and remembered the people those who helped him, and he became the guest. He stayed in Kingsley Hall, and he became the guest of Sir Muriel Leicester. This is the thing that we find, and he also he was loved by all and many. And even he went to Lancashire, which was called a lion's den at the time. Lancashire was a dangerous place for Mahatma Gandhi, because Lancashire was at the time it was treated as the what to say, Manchester. It was treated to be the textile, it is full of textile mills, and therefore Mahatma Gandhi also went there. It was a dangerous place for him, because Mahatma Gandhi started agitation in India, and he started the Swaraj movement. He started the movement against the foreign goods, and he started the movement that is called boycotting foreign goods. And when people started boycotting foreign goods in India, the products that came from England, particularly the products that were produced in the factories of Lancashire, and the factories were closed down, and therefore many people lost their jobs. Many people were rendered they became unemployed, and their family suffered a lot. They suffered from hunger and all kinds of problems, related to the problems of scarcity of money. And because he was many people were unemployed. That was very that was a grave problem that took place at the time, and therefore the writer Louis Fisher gives a graphic description of how Mahatma Gandhi was also accepted in Lancashire, because people understood it. A person told that had I been in India, had he been there in India, he would have said the same thing as Mahatma Gandhi did, as Mahatma Gandhi said. So there was no difference. Actually, people he was accepted by all kinds of people, and he was accepted by enemies. He was accepted by his friends. He was accepted by people those who were unknown. So he was accepted by, and even he was accepted by the little children. So he was a kind of man who was accepted by all kinds of people from all layers or strata of the society, and Mahatma Gandhi was such a figure. So he said, I found that my work lies outside the conference. My work lies outside the conference. My work does not lie inside the conference only, because I have to do something outside the conference. Conference goes, that is all right. And he had gone there to attend the second roundtable conference, and the conference was meant for giving guaranteeing independence to India. And all right, he had gone as the sole delegate of the Congress to attend the second round of conference in London. That happened. But what happened here also? We come to know that Mahatma Gandhi did something outside the conference, and he addressed innumerable public meetings. He mixed with different kinds of people. He mixed with different even with the slum people of the slum areas, slum dwellers, and he also loved and mixed with little children. And he said, this is, I found that my work lies outside the conference. These are the things that he did outside the conference. And he says, he told a London audience at the time, and this is, he said, this is the real roundtable conference. Roundtable conference, this is the real roundtable conference, because he wanted to impress upon the people of England about the need of freedom of India, how India desperately wanted freedom, how India desperately needed freedom, and how freedom was the sine qua non for the hour, and it was the crying need of the hour. And people of India wanted to have the freedom for the country, and that was essential and essentially required. Therefore, Mahatma Gandhi he went to attend the London Round Table Conference. That happened, but along with that, he also did something. He wanted to impress upon. He wanted to let the people of England know that what India wants, and what England wants, particularly what the power, what the English power in India wants. That is a kind of a problem we come to know in this part of the text, and therefore, Mahatma Gandhi started sowing the seed that he wanted to sprout and become very big in the near future, and therefore, that is called he showed the kind of impression on the mind of the English people in England or in London particularly, to let them know about the country and its freedom. So, dear students, I would like to again tell you that Mahadev Desai's diaries show that I told you in the previous class that Mr. Mahadev Desai was a great diarist, and he wrote the diary of Mahatma Gandhi, and therefore, Mahadev Desai, his diaries show that Gandhiji often went to bed at 2 p.m. You see how Mahatma Gandhi worked for a long time. He went to bed at 2 p.m., 2 a.m., not p.m. He went to bed. So, at 2 a.m. he went to bed, and he awoke at 3:45. So, only 1 hour and 45 minutes. Just after 1 hour and 45 minutes, that at 3:45 a.m. he awoke. He woke up, and he had no respite from then till next morning at 1 or 2 a.m. and thereafter he had no rest. He was working restlessly, and he was working hard. He worked round the clock, and therefore, he was a hard worker. Mahatma Gandhi worked hard for the cause of the country, for the interest of the nation, and therefore, Mahatma Gandhi was a great soul who tried to bring independence to our country, and he perspired a lot. He perspired a lot and inspired people a lot, and he did a lot for the cause of the country, and Mahatma Gandhi's contribution to the freedom struggle was immense. And again we come to know that the Round Table Conference was bound to fail. The second Round Table Conference was bound to fail. It was a failure. The second Round Table Conference was a failure, because what India wanted and what England wanted, both things didn't match. India wanted something different, but England wanted something different. India wanted that India should get independence. The English people should leave the country. The English rulers should leave the country. India should get independence. And this is what India wanted. No partial independence. Mahatma Gandhi wanted that. He loved Englishmen, but he did not like the English rulers. English rulers were very, they suffered. People tortured Indians like anything, and therefore, English rulers have to leave India, LEAVE. They have to leave India, and they should not stay there. They should not continue as rulers. India should have her own administration. India should have her own way of life, and this is the thing that Mahatma Gandhi wanted, and the second Round Table was bound to fail, because it was a failure because of the following reasons. Lord Reading, a member of the British delegation, formulated the British purpose in one sentence, and Lord Reading, who was the member of the British delegation, he formulated the British purpose in one sentence. He wrote in one sentence what England wanted. He wanted that England should continue in India, England should continue ruling over India, England should not leave India. At the same time, India should be given some more benefits, but India should not be given any freedom. That is the thing what Lord Reading wrote in his writing, and in one sentence he wanted to wind up the whole he formulated British purpose in one sentence, and that was a very disastrous sentence he wrote. So, dear students, now let us see what happened thereafter when Lord Reading, the member of the British delegation who formulated the British purpose in one sentence, that was a very dangerous sentence he formed, and the purpose of the British purpose was engraved thereon. It was a dangerous proposition, and Mahatma Gandhi did not sign the document. Mahatma Gandhi did not take interest in the document. Mahatma Gandhi never wanted to sign the document because it was the sentence that was written there by Lord Reading was a very dangerous one. Let us see what Lord Reading has written in the text. You see, this is the sentence, this is the British purpose in one sentence. Within quote, I believe that the true policy between Britain and India is that we should in this country strive all we can to give effect to the views of India while preserving at the same time a position which we must not and cannot abandon. Abandon means leave, give up, relinquish. I believe that the true policy between Britain and India is that we should in this country strive all we can to give effect to the views of India. So, we can give effect to the views of India, that is, we can give India some more benefits while preserving at the same time, but at the same time we should preserve our position in India. We should, that is, English as a power should continue in India, continue ruling over India, and England or English power should not, and he must not and cannot abandon. That is, England should not, English people or English power should not leave India, must not leave India, it should not abandon India, it should continue in India, and that is the thing. It is a very dangerous thing, because Lord Reading wanted that England should continue as a powerful, as a power in India, continue ruling over India as a power, but some more benefits may be given to the Indians. This is what Mahatma Gandhi did not want. He wanted complete independence. The English rulers must leave the country. The emperorship must go. The British Empire should leave, and we should make our own country. We must make our own country. We will have a democracy in the country. We do not want any power. We do not want English power to continue in India. This is a dangerous statement Lord Reading gave, and therefore Mahatma Gandhi did not agree to the statement. And you see, India's yearning to be free made an immovable object. Now, India's yearning, desire, India's strong desire to be free from the British subjugation, it made an immovable object. That means there was a hindrance, there was such a hindrance. It was an immovable hindrance. The hindrance which you cannot be moved, which cannot be lifted, and it was very dangerous. The path is blocked now, and India's yearning, India's strong desire to be free from the British power, British subjugation, British rule, it made an immovable object. Means there was a great deterrence, there was a great hindrance on the way, and therefore it was very difficult to remove. And Britain wished to stay in India. The statement said that the Britain wished to stay in India. That made the agreement impossible. When British must continue as a power, British must continue as a power to control the country, control India, and Mahatma Gandhi did not want that. Congress did not want that. Nobody, no Indians wanted that, and therefore, that made the agreement impossible. It was not acceptable, it was not an acceptable agreement, and that made the agreement impossible. Nobody accepted it, and Mahatma Gandhi did not accept the statement that as given by Lord Reading in one sentence, and therefore, India faced a strong problem, a hindrance, impediment, which was very difficult to remove, because England did not agree to guarantee the guarantee freedom to India, never wanted to give freedom to the country, and it wanted to continue there as a power, and therefore, and let us now, British government had signed to Scotland Yard detectives to guard Gandhi in England, and they were special policemen giant in size who protected royalty. British government had signed two Scotland Yard detectives. So, the two Scotland Yard detectives, two detectives, they were special policemen, and two Scotland Yard detectives, they were detectives. The function of the detectives is to collect information about the people in the country, or people those who come outside the country, and they collect secret information about different activities or different people, and therefore, the British government had signed two Scotland Yard detectives and to guard Gandhi in England. The I mean, British government wanted, British government appointed two Scotland Yard detectives, and the intention of the government was that the two detectives had to guard Mahatma Gandhi when during his stay in England. But they were yes, they were special policemen, very giant in size, very big, very huge, very tall, very big. They were special policemen, giant in size, who protected royalty. Who protected royalty means kingship. Those who protected the royal family, people of the royal families, and therefore, we come to know that how British government appointed to Scotland and detectives to guard Gandhi in England, but and they were special policemen giant in size who protected royalty. Okay. So, the detectives grew to like the little man, although the function, the work of the detectives is to to collect information. Actually, they are not friends, they collect information, they are foes. They have to collect all kinds of negative information about the people. If they come to know some negative activities, that is the most important activity of the detectives. They have to collect the negative attitudes of the people, those who work in England, and those who come outside England. And the detectives grew like, but they started liking, they grew to like the little man. The little man here Mahatma Gandhi, and Mahatma Gandhi was liked by these detectives. They grew to like this little man. This little man was liked by the detectives, although their function is not to do that. They started liking, they grew to like the little man. So, like most dignitaries, Gandhi did not keep them at arm's length or ignore them. So, like most dignitaries, usually most dignitaries, what do they do? Most dignitaries, VIPs, dignitaries, very important persons, and like most dignitaries, important persons, Gandhi did not, although Mahatma Gandhi himself was a dignitary, Mahatma Gandhi himself was a VIP there in England at the time. Mahatma Gandhi did not keep them at arm's length. He did not maintain distance from these people. He did not maintain distance from these Scotland Yard detectives, the policemen. He mixed with these people. There was hardly any difference or any distance between them, and therefore, he did not ignore them, he loved them and he continued loving them and liking them. Yes, the detectives grew to like the little man, and like most dignitaries, Gandhi did not keep them at arm's length or ignore them. At arm's length is a phrase which idiomatic phrase, and it means maintain distance. Mahatma Gandhi did not maintain any distance from the Scotland Yard detectives, and this is a kind of relationship that developed between Mahatma Gandhi and the two Scotland Yard detectives. He discussed public affairs with them and visited their homes. You see, actually they are inimical to the people, then this is the duty, and but he discussed, Mahatma Gandhi discussed with these people what public affairs, and he also visited their homes. So, he became his friends. Mahatma Gandhi became friends, Mahatma Gandhi became a friend of these two Scotland Yard detectives who were guarding Mahatma Gandhi against his activities. Okay. So, before leaving, before Mahatma Gandhi left the country, before leaving England, he requested that they be allowed to accompany him to Brindisi, Italy, whence he would sail for India. Then before leaving England, he requested the government, Mahatma Gandhi requested the government that they may be allowed, the Scotland Yard detectives may be allowed to accompany him to Brindisi, that is in Italy, where from he should sail for India, he should come back to India, and he requested to, but the authorities in the government were astonished, and their chief asked the reason why. Their chief could not understand how it happened, how the Scotland Yard detectives were changed into friends. Mahatma Gandhi had such a power, Mahatma Gandhi had such a magical, charming power and personality that could change the enemies into his friends, and the chief asked the reason why. Because and he answered, Mahatma Gandhi replied, because they are part of my family. Gandhi replied, they are part of my family, and they have become my family friends. He was astonished. The chief was astonished to see such a situation when the Scotland Yard detectives, who were appointed and assigned the work of Scotland work of the detectives to take information, collect information about Mahatma Gandhi, they became his friends. And it was very strange. From India, he sent each a watch engraved with love from Mr. Gandhi. And when he went back to India, Mahatma Gandhi sent a watch, sent each a watch, and on the watch this was written, engraved, with love from Mr. Gandhi. This was written on the watches, two watches, and the watches were sent to England, particularly to these Scotland Yard detectives, and it was written there with love from Mr. Gandhi. And you see how Mahatma Gandhi had a charming personality. And let us now make some vocabulary drilling of the text. Okay? And I would now like to ask you, dear students, now get ready with a pen and some paper. Ready? And let us now, I would now make a vocabulary drilling of the text. These are the words that appear in the text, and let us now make a vocabulary drilling of the words that appear in the text. And I would request you to come up, to get ready with a pen and some paper, and please write down it on your paper. You see, beej, buzz, beej, buzz. This the sound that bees make is called buzz. So, let us now see What do these animals do? What is the sound of these? What is the sound of these animals called? So, if bees buzz, what do lions do? What is it called? Lions? Question. You write down your answer. Goats. What do goats do? What is the sound of goats called? Then elephants. Elephants also make some sound. What is it called? Snakes make a sound. What is it called? So, as bees buzz, what do lions do? What do goats do? What do elephants do? What do snakes do? I think perhaps you have already written the answers on your paper, and now I am going to give the answer, and you compare your answer whether you are correct or how many of your writings are correct and how many of them are not correct. You compare and you make a comparison, and you see how much you have scored. We have 5 words here, and you tell me what sounds they make. Okay, now I am going to give you the answer. Okay, now this is the answer. Lions roar, goats bleat, B-L-E-A-T, goats bleat, elephants trumpet, snakes hiss, H-I-S-S. So, these are the sounds made by these animals. Lions roar, goats bleat, elephants trumpet, and snakes hiss. And now, let us see derive different forms from the words. What kind of words we can derive from these words? Memorable is the root word, for example, and what other words can be derived from this word? Empire is another word, and let us now derive some other words from this root word empire. If empire is the root word, what other words can be derived from this word? And memorable is an adjective, empire is a noun. And now, let us see how we can derive different forms. Okay? You write down what would be the possible answers, what other words can be drawn, can be derived from memorable, and what other words can be drawn or derived from the word empire. Okay? Have you written these words as I told? Now, I am giving you the answer, and you compare your answer and see how much you have scored. Okay? Here is the answer. Memory is noun. Now, another, and memorize is verb. Memorable was the root word, and memory is noun, memorize is verb. So, like that, emperor, empire was given, and here emperor is the person, and emperorship is his activities, and emperorship this, and we can derive these words from the words given in the question. Okay? I think you compared and got the answers, and you make your score accordingly. And now, as we know that Mahatma Gandhi went to the Lancashire, which was called the lion's den. So, den is the living place. Den is the place where a lion lives, and like that, let us now make some vocabulary drilling here. As a lion is to a den, as a lion is to a den, that means a lion lives in a den. So, a tiger is to a dash. You write down these words. A tiger is to a dash, a horse is to a dash, a pig is to a dash, a dog is to a dash. What would be the name? What would be the name? The places called where they live. Where does tiger live? You write down the answers. Yeah. Let us see the answers. I think you are ready with the answers. I am now going to show you the answers, and you compare and score your mark. You look at the answer. A tiger is to a lair. A horse is to a stable. A pig is to a sty. a dog is to a kennel. So, these are the places they called as the animals live, their places are called like this. And let us now see what let us now see some more grammatic some vocabulary drilling again. How these words appear in the text, and he says the instruction is use the following words in sentences of your own. We have these words in your text. Yes, now hold your pen. Use these words in the sentences of your own. Use the word provision in a sentence of your own. Discern, treasure, abandon, frankness, royal. So, these are the words. Use these words. Make sentences with these words. Now, start writing. Provision. Make a sentence. I think you have finished it. Next, come to the next word, treasure or discern. Then make a sentence with treasure, then with frankness, then with abandon, then with royal. So, however, you make sentences in any way, use these words in sentences of your own. I think you have finished writing, and let us see how we can make. So, let us now I would like to give you the meaning of these words, so that you can make sentences. Provision. Provision means you can say tips, some information, some I mean something which can be provided. So, anything that can be provided is called a provision. And discern means to look strongly. Discern means to look strongly is called discern. Treasure means property, treasure, and you can use it as a noun, or you can also use as a verb. And frankness, open, open, frankness, open. And abandon, abandon means give up, leave. Royal means something that is related to king and king's family, we call it royal. So, now make sentences with these words. Provision. If you have, I think you have already written down the sentences with these words, and let us now see the answers. Let us see the sentences. Provision. This law makes ample provision for the senior citizens. Provision. This law provides, that is, provides ample facilities, and this law makes ample provision for the senior citizens. So, provision used as a used in this sentence. Then discern. Discern, I told you to look strongly into something. And how, let us see the sentence, how he draws the picture. Now, discern how he draws the picture. Look at, discern means look strongly at how he draws the pictures. You look at strongly and see how he draws the picture, and here discern is used in this sentence. Now, treasure. One must treasure this memory. Treasure means keep and preserve it in memory, and one must treasure as a property. As we treasure our property, we must also treasure this memory. And frankness means openness. Frankness can win love for you. If you are frank, people will start loving you. So, frankness is a very beautiful thing. Frankness is a very important thing that one should take care of. So, dear students, we should I think you have scored the marks, and you can compare your marks, and you should know your score. Yes, let us now come to the other words. The one is abandon. Abandon means give up, and he says do not abandon hope during bad times. When you have some bad times and hard times, do not abandon hope, do not give up hope, continue having hope. Hope is a very positive thing which you should have. Although you are running through bad times, do not lose hope, always try to have hope, do not abandon your hope. And royal, royal means something related to a king or king's family, and common people were not allowed into the royal palaces at the time. In the olden days, common people were not allowed into the royal palaces. Palaces, I mean related to the kings, palaces which are owned by the kings at the time, and common people were not allowed to see, allowed to go into the royal palaces, and therefore, this is another sentence we can make with royal. And now, come to use of articles. We have a use of articles in this text, and that is a very important. Articles are very important grammatical items, and they help in the structure of the sentence. They have a very important role to play. Without these articles, the sentence will be meaningless. The sentence will lose its meaning, and therefore, articles are very important items, grammatical items. And let us now see how articles are very important. And articles, as you know, are determiners. Articles are determiners and pre-modifiers, because an article can go before a head noun in a noun phrase. Yes, I would like to tell you here, I would like to give some examples how that articles are determiners and how they are called the pre-modifiers, and these pre-modifiers are very much important in the structural pattern of the sentences. So, yes, let us now see what we can say about how articles are very important, determiners and pre-modifiers. So, articles are called determiners, and they are determiners. You have some determiners that go before the head noun in the noun phrase. A sentence, now NP means noun phrase, and before in the noun phrase we can use determiners before the head noun. So, the head noun comes last. In a noun phrase, the head noun comes last. The head noun comes last, and before the head noun we can use certain items, and the items like determiners are the items like articles. Articles are called determiners, possessives are determiners. So, we can use an article before a head noun. For example, as we can give examples of this sentence, we can take examples of some sentences here. Take examples and see. When you say a boy, and here article a is the determiner which goes before the head noun, and this head noun boy is the head noun, and a boy is called NP. A boy is NP. Boy is the head noun in the NP in the noun phrase, and a here this is a is called a determiner. So, articles are determiners. We can use an before inkpot, for example. We can use an before inkpot, and here an is the determiner and inkpot is the noun, and here for this is the head noun and this is the determiner, and we call it an NP, noun phrase. So, a noun phrase, in the noun phrase the head noun always comes last, and before the head noun we can have a determiner, and again we can have the pen, and here pen is the noun, head noun, the is the article, and article plus head noun, this is called NP, noun phrase. So, noun phrase is very important for and in the noun phrase an article plays a very important role. This is therefore, we have to take care of the articles, and we have to use the articles in a very discrete way, in a very rational way, and they are called determiners, and articles are also called pre-modifiers. Articles, the function of articles is that of an adjective. As an adjective goes before a head noun, an article goes before a head noun, and the function of the head noun, is it comes last, and before this the articles come, and the articles are called pre-modifiers. They modify, they come before the head noun, they modify the noun, therefore head noun, and therefore they are called pre-modifiers. And you see use of a or an, use of a or an, a or an are indefinite articles. We have indefinite articles and definite articles. Indefinite a or an are called indefinite articles, and the is called definite articles. And let us now come to know something about use of a or an. A is used before a word starting with a consonant sound. We use a. It sometimes so happens that some people say that a is used before a consonant, but that is not the thing. A is not used before a consonant. A is used before a consonant sound. So, sound is important here. Here phoneme is important. Here sound is important. Here what pronunciation is important. Here spelling is not important, and therefore, before a word that starts with before a word whose initial sound is a consonant sound, we use a before it. And you look at the words here, boy, the initial sound is ba. There boy, when you say boy, the initial sound is ba. Ba is a consonant sound, and therefore we use a. Or table, toy, here t a b l e, toy is a consonant, toy is a to, not a t, to is a sound. Because I told you about the sound, not the spelling. To is a consonant sound, therefore it takes a before it. And you say a book, boy is a consonant sound and it takes a before it. Man, ma sound is a consonant sound, it takes a before it. So, we use a before consonant sounds, and we use an before vowel sounds. Before vowel sounds we use an, and that is important. Let us now take examples like the vowel sound, not vowel. Some say that it is a, e, I, o, u, but no, it is, if it is a sound, if sometimes if it is a consonant sound and it gives a vowel, it is a consonant letter, but it gives a vowel sound, it also takes an. So, let us now see an ink pot. First sound is, initial sound is an, therefore, initial sound is e, ink, e is a vowel sound, therefore, it takes an. Whereas idiot, the initial sound is e, and therefore, it takes an because it is a vowel sound. And let us now come to know something more about this now. I mean indefinite article a or an. A is used before a vowel letter. Letter is vowel before a vowel letter, but when it gives a consonant sound. Letter is vowel, but sound is consonant. Therefore, we use a. And for example, a unit. Here, ya is a consonant sound. It is a semi vowel, and semi vowel is a consonant sound. And when we use semi vowel, that is ya sound is a semi vowel, and therefore, although it is a vowel letter u, its pronunciation is a ya sound, and therefore, it is a consonant sound, and it takes a. University, ya is a consonant sound, and it takes it is a consonant sound, therefore, it takes a. And European is a, in the initial sound is u, therefore, it is a ya sound, consonant sound, and therefore, it takes a. Thank you very much.